We're headed back to Kona for our manta ray diving? Snorkel. We're chumming the manta rays. Chumming the manta rays. We'll be on one of these, maybe, if we're at the right spot.
Which is nowhere near as big as it looked in the picture, but hey, I'm all for the smaller one.
Do you need to prophylactically take some Dramamine?
I don't have any with me. I forgot to bring it.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah,
That's bad.
That was a bad call. Sometimes they take 15 years to get out of the car and go anywhere, and other times they're like, leaving me completely in the dust. It said there's showers on this boat, but if it's that boat, I don't know about the shower situation.
Alrighty guys, this is gonna be it.
Yay!
It's like a little private tour.
Hello everybody. We're going out to the open sea. We've reached the point in every trip where Faith's skirt tries to blow away. And so she's trying to have a little bit of modesty and decorum. Oh, there he is! Whoa! Wow.
Oh my god!
Woo! Wow. Wow. This is what I was talking about in the other video when I said that it felt like Hawaii was really showing off for us. Because if you saw the whale watching video from San Diego, we paid good money to see whales and saw absolutely nothing but a sponge. Meanwhile, we weren't even here for the whales. And like right here, you can see a dolphin and like 3 whales all at the same time. And this was us just tootling out to the anchor point for the manta rays. Speaking of the manta rays, which, you know, is like the entire reason why we're out here, the way it works is they take you out to the special spot and anchor the boat, and then they put out these floaties that have little handrails on them that have these blue lights underneath them shining down. The blue light attracts the plankton, and then the manta rays come up and eat the plankton. Ideally, you get to see 3 or 4 mantas, and they do these barrel rolls right up next to you while they're eating the plankton. Thanks to our past experiences of deep sea fishing and whale watching, we kind of had low expectations. If we just saw another sponge again, we would have been happy. At this point, at least we'd already seen whales. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay, that was pretty good. What? That was impressive. The tour doesn't really start until after dark, but he was nice enough to let us get into the water with the sun still up so we could get used to the water and get kind of familiar before the sun goes down and you're snorkeling in the ocean alone in the dark. It wasn't too long before we looked down and we see our first seemingly baby little manta ray just swimming around doing his thing. The fact that we already saw 1 and 2 of them actually was a good sign that there might be a few more. So once the manta rays have been seen, the next step is to swim out to your little buoy thing to latch on and get into a good position. So here you can see the whole setup. It's just a floaty with a boat battery on top that we're all hanging onto with the blue lights underneath. Nothing too high tech, but it seems to work pretty good. So as advertised, they get closer and closer as the sun goes down and the lights attract the plankton and they follow the plankton all the way up to our boat. Already you can tell how seriously large these things are. They looked so small when they were close to the bottom, but now that they're swimming up towards your face, they look quite a bit bigger. So after watching them float around for about 15-20 minutes, we finally get our first sight of a barrel roll. I could hardly see it right out the corner of my eye, but you could definitely make out the white belly as it flipped around. That was the first one that made the plunge and started the whole entire feeding frenzy. After that first barrel roll, it was like the dinner bell went off and everybody came out to eat. I At this point, you can see 4 different layers of rays, all swimming by, some doing barrel rolls, some just scooting around, all of them coming up to see what on earth we are doing in their area. At this point, they are so lost in the sauce, you can see these 2 giant ones smashing into each other. And then I look down and there's like 3 of them upside down, just tootling, doing their own thing. Like, what is going on? I could not believe what I was seeing. Like, you could not get a more, shall I say, intimate view of these creatures if you tried. At one point, I had my head out of the water to fix my goggles, and when I stuck my head back down, I thought I went blind because all I could see was white because there's a giant manta belly right in my face. The longer we stayed out there, I could feel myself relaxing a little bit, kind of getting used to the water and just really enjoying the moment. And I feel like the mantas could like sense that as well because they were getting so incredibly close. They were not remotely worried about us hurting them, touching them, nothing. All they wanted was the sweet, sweet plankton. This is what I'm talking about when I say that it felt like the Big Island was literally putting on a show for us. It just felt like everything we went to see was at its max performance. While things started out nice and slow and majestic, I'm gonna speed up the video here so you can really see what the feeding frenzy was like. They just went crazy. They're running into each other, they're flipping around, they're crashing. Where before we were hoping just to see 1 or 2, maybe a couple barrel rolls, they were doing it all up in your face. They're hitting you with their flippers, their tails. They were going crazy. After their feeding frenzy, they're all fat and happy, and you could see them slowly going out to the open sea to do whatever it is that they do in the dark when nobody's watching. Oh my god.
There was like 6 of them.
They wouldn't stop.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You want to hand me up your noodle?
Wow.
I started like, I don't know, like getting hypnotized or
I
something.
thought they were ready.
Oh my gosh. Thank
We got
you.
we need to give them some hot
Thank you.
chocolate. I heard
Good.
your mask, like you said your mask came apart.
Yeah, it came apart twice, and he's like, well, hopefully we can get it on because there's 2 down below.
Yeah,
And I stuck
that's
my
what
head
he
down,
just
and I
like,
thought, oh, they were like basically up in my grill. Now that we're all gross and a little damp and covered in manta juices, was it everything you thought it would be?
And more.
And so much more.
Let me tell you, I got in that water.
Look at I can't see.
I was like, who is that old lady? Was it everything that you thought it would be?
Yes. When I got in the water with those mantas, I was left breasty.
Okay, I saw you in that suit. You were not breastless.
I barely fit in that
Oh
suit.
my
It took me
gosh.
and Faith to get it zipped.
It was so much more than I thought too. We saw like one little manta when we first got in there, and I thought, well, if that is all we see,
It was still good.
they were still good. The whales were amazing. He said that normally on a good night they'll see about 2 to 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said at one point he counted 6, literally stacked up like pancakes. Beep, 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 beep. Like stacked all the way
The
up.
smallest one was about 7 foot, and the biggest one was, what do you say, 15?
14.
14 feet across.
But which Faith
And
was
that
right.
was with her missing a little lippy lip.
And they were all women because you could see their labias.
Oh, and all the whales we saw. On the way out there, we saw the whales. And
They were trying to have intercourse. I learned a lot on this trip. Faith said someone had done this and they had told her that it was boring, so I was like, oh great, I hope this isn't boring.
Yeah, they said they had to wait a really long time for them to come up, and that it really wasn't worth it, and it was dark, and it was scary, and blah, blah, blah. And, but nope, they were quite wrong.
And Faith was like, no, I'm not going to do it because the ocean was pretty choppy. But then she felt brave, and the people on the boat were super nice and kind of like helped her like know when one was coming up, and then she would kind of like stick her head down there and be able to see them. And
yeah, let you do it at your own pace, your own speed.
Yeah, I pretty much just hung off the back of the boat, off of that rail. And I tested it out real good, gave it a good shake, made sure it would hold me. And that's where I perched.
In conclusion, we saw...
it's worth it.
10 out of 10, highly recommend. Even if you're scared of a free dive, because it was still worth it. Even if I wouldn't have got off the boat, I could still see them.
Yeah. Next stop, McDonald's. Hopefully, if they're open and available, because we want to...
Yeah, it is.
It's 8 o'clock.
It says closed.
Everything closes.